The RBI policy yesterday decided to hold rates and has kept its stance unchanged. But let's discuss what the ground impact of the status quo policy has been on the financial space, especially for some of these spaces that lend to fast-growing sectors like autos. YS Chakravarti, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer at Shriram Finance, joins us now. They have a large presence in the commercial vehicle space. Mr. Chakravarti, good morning and thanks a lot for joining in. You know, before I ask you about the overarching theme on the industry, I just wanted your thoughts on what's happening in the commercial vehicle sector. Because in the month gone by, in the month of May, we noticed that a couple of companies like Tata Motors, for example, have seen a fall in their CV sales. Even Ashok Leyland from a high teens growth has gone to a 10% growth. Are we noticing a slowdown in CV sales compared to what we've seen in the preceding few quarters? Has that pent-up demand situation now sort of played out in its entirety? And what do you see as the way forward?
Morning. The numbers look a little low this month in May because of obviously we have, as you said, it's a lot of pent-up demand. We have caught up with the pent-up demand, but I think 10-12% should continue from here on. Of course, the caveat is that hopefully the government's commitment on the infrastructure projects should actually push some of the sales. On the freight side, we are seeing a robust demand for our customers. I mean, our freight rates are holding good. So customers are also slowly replacing vehicles. One constraint, obviously, is the cost of vehicles. In the last 2-3 years have gone up substantially. So the replacement cycle actually today is a little longer compared to earlier periods. So that could also be one reason why there was a little slowdown now. But I think this 10% should hopefully continue for the rest of the year.
Okay, all right. Hi, Mr. Chakravarti. Thanks so much for joining in. I wanted to understand two smaller segments of your total AUM. That's the two-wheelers and farm equipment. Now, initial signs that two-wheelers are showing some kind of recovery. Have you experienced the same? And also with the fear of a monsoon or a lower than expected monsoon, how are you seeing farm equipment?
See, for us, in fact, both of them have grown well in the first 2 months of the financial year. Two-wheeler, May actually, if you look at May, again, there are a lot of the electric two-wheelers have done well because of the fear of the cost increase because of the FAME subsidy withdrawal. But otherwise, even the IC engine also is doing well, particularly, states like UP, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Bihar, the sales have grown, the two-wheeler has done well. Farm equipment also in the states that I mentioned actually has done well. I mean, that's where most of our business has come from in the last 2 months. So, two-wheeler, we expect anywhere for us, the growth, we are expecting a growth of about 10-12% in the number of vehicles sold. So we measure by number of vehicles that we fund. So we are looking at about 10 to 12%. Farm equipment is also last 2 months compared to earlier period has grown almost close to 14-15%.
Sorry, this is financing to these segments have grown 10% and 14-15%, or financing has grown?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So in fact, even two-wheeler industry, if you look at April, May, has grown by about close to about 7%. So that too on the back of a large, big numbers in the fourth quarter.
Got it. What about passenger vehicles? What's happening there? I mean, two-wheelers, we saw the pickup because the monthly sales numbers and the pickup has been strong. But passenger vehicles, how has that fared for you in the first 2 months?
For us, there is a slight slowdown in the entry-level vehicles, what we have seen. Mid-sized segment is doing well. We don't fund the expensive vehicles, even the big brands, but the mid-sized vehicle segment is doing well.
What kind of growth have you seen here? If you can provide us with numbers.
it's the first 2 months has grown by about 10%.
Okay,
Disbursement
10%.
in
Okay,
passenger
got that.
vehicle.
And got that.
The
I
other thing
wanted
is
to-
also there are a lot of, on the passenger vehicle side, there are a lot of replacement is happening on the ride-hailing platforms. So your Uber, Ola, all these platforms are actually, there are a lot of replacement. The vehicles have gone, they've become pretty old. So a lot of replacements happening. So that's also helping the demand for those vehicles.
Okay, that's great to hear. So you're saying because of wear and tear, ride-hailing platforms are seeing high replacement demand. So in the passenger vehicle space, what would the growth be? Overall, you spoke about 10%, but for PVs?
No. This is for the growth I've mentioned is our disbursement growth.
Disbursement
So
growth
as an
for, no, I'm
industry-
asking particularly for PVs, what would the disbursement growth be for the
For
industry
CVs.
and for you?
See, CV, as I said, no, we expect this 10% to continue. What we have seen in April, May to continue, if not more.
No,
So
all right,
we
got that.
actually,
Got that. Sir, let me step away from the business for a bit and ask you about this whole Piramal Enterprise issue, because they do have about 8.5% stake in the company as per your March end filing. And in the past, they have indicated some intent to exit this investment. Any update on that?
no, we have no news on that. So we know
All
that
right,
they wanted to exit, but that's it.
But no further communication from them.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Chakravarti, we'll leave it at that. Thanks a lot for joining in and speaking to CNBC-TV18. That's Shriram Finance with their view on what's happening in the business as well as the way forward. A 10% growth is what they're looking at, and that's something that should continue for the rest of the year. Let's dip into